Our story opens today in the beautiful little village of Frostbite Falls, Minnesota, where That's Frostbite Falls? Where our heroes, Rocky and Bullwinkle, are,
Which way'd they go, Black Eagle?
Go that way.
Come on, Sheriff. We'll head 'em off at Eagle Pass.
Now, wait a minute. That isn't the Rocky show. Can we do...
Check the monitor, will you, Jim?
I got it. We're all clear here.
Well, you got the crossover made?
Yeah, I can't think why it's...
Well, look, see if you can trace it on line 12, will you?
Right.
One moment, ladies and gentlemen, please. We seem to have a Western on in place of the Rocky show.
Hey, somebody's hooked up number 27 here.
Well, you better pull it, Jim.
Okay.
That's better. Now, who could have done...
I cannot tell a lie. More's the pity. I did it.
You did it? But why, Bullwinkle?
Because I'm just crazy about Westerns.
You're just crazy, period.
Can I help it if I'm a cowboy at heart?
But you're already a big television hero type.
Yeah, but why don't I ever get to wear a big hat like Two-Gun Twombly?
Well, there's a good reason.
I'm not a U.S. Marshal?
No, your antlers are in the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it looked as if the nearest Bullwinkle would ever get to the Wild West was on his television set.
You aiming to draw, stranger?
You said it, Trampus.
Then make your play.
All right, Oh! He got me!
Bullwinkle, what's the matter?
That's the third time this season he outdrew me.
Yeah, but that's just...
I must be slipping.
You're just what?
Bottom gun, that's me.
Yes, Bullwinkle was cowboy happy, all right. Every morning he'd rope the milk in off the front porch. Every evening he watched the television from his saddle, and at night he even took to wearing his spurs to bed.
Ow! That does it! No more Westerns for a week, Bullwinkle.
No more Westerns. I can't kick the habit cold like this.
Come, Bullwinkle. Are you a moose or a mouse?
I've been awful afraid of cats lately.
Well...
Oh, come on, Rocky. Just one itsy-bitsy teeny-weeny peek at Two-Gun Twombly rides again.
Well, just this once.
You gonna draw, stranger?
I was fixing to.
Then make your play.
All right, I just...
Well, now you've done it.
I sure have. I beat him.
But Bullwinkle...
Top gun again, fastest in the west.
We're in the
The
north.
northwest.
But look at the
I
TV.
can't. It's bust, and I... Bust? Oh, what have I done?
Yes, a TV that was bust meant a whole new life for Bullwinkle. For after only a week of staring at the silent set, he began to read raunchy ranch tales, cowhand comics, side saddle stories, the evening paper.
How'd that get in there?
Bullwinkle, you gotta get your mind on something besides Westerns.
Well, okay, I'll read the want ads instead.
Thank goodness.
But even that seemed to be a bad idea, for Bullwinkle's eye immediately lit on a very interesting ad indeed.
Look at this, Rocky. For sale, Lazy J Ranch, 1,000 acres of top-bottom land.
Your chance to go west fast. Box 1313, Squaws Ankle, Wyoming.
Full price, $28.
Solid question. $28. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we don't know anything about ranching.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it is a new adventure.
Yeah.
And the rating on our show's been slipping a little.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
I figured if I waited long enough, you'd be back. Let's go!
But if only our boys had looked at the front page of the paper as well, they would have seen that they were headed directly for trouble, real trouble. Don't miss our next episode, Fast and Moose, or The Quick and the Dead.
You keep that up, young fella, and you'll wake the whole neighborhood.
Watch out, Pop. He's liable to sink his teeth in you.
Junior, apparently you've forgotten one of my most frequently quoted proverbs.
Which one is that, Pop?
Barking dogs seldom bite. Barking big dogs seldom bite. Which paves the way very nicely to my fable entitled The Hound and the Wolf. Once there was a pasture filled with the most edible grass you ever saw. And when you have a pasture with edible grass, you usually have a flock of sheep. Unfortunately, the sheep are also edible, especially to a pack of wolves.
What's today, Gus?
Wednesday.
That's what I thought. We have mutton on Wednesday, do we not?
Usually.
Then let us have it, them edible sheep.
And just like that, the wicked scavengers trotted up to the flock. Although this particular flock had no shepherd to guard them, they did have a sheepdog. Mauler was his name, and for a very good reason.
Cotton-picking wolves.
Now, this entire scene had been witnessed by another wolf who had a reputation for being the craftiest in the world.
I think I will decimate yonder sheepdog and then partake of a lamb dinner.
As you can see, this wolf was not the slightest bit afraid of sheepdogs. And why should he be? He never fought them tooth and claw. He used a fencing foil.
En garde, sheepdog.
Ordinarily, that was enough to send the guardian of the flock to greener fire hydrants. But Mauler had a row of molars that didn't know the meaning of the word fear. Without his foil, the wolf was helpless.
Cotton-picking wolves. Cotton-picking fencing wolves.
Mauler returned to his chores, and at sundown, after he had locked up the flock, headed for home. Unknown to him, he had a shadow.
No sheepdog can do what he did to me and get away with it.
Inside his split-level thatched hut, Mauler sat down to a plate of bone, hard bone at that.
I guess I'll have to gum my way through.
So saying, he removed that formidable row of molars.
Hey, they're store-boughten.
That was all the wolf needed to know. He would swipe the teeth, and the sheep would be defenseless.
Good afternoon, sir. I'd like to get your opinion on a new soft drink.
What's it called?
Sheepdog Cola.
Actually, it was nothing more than a concentrated dose of knockout drops.
Don't listen to him, baby. Go ahead, take a slug, and let me know what you think. Well,
Well, which?
how do you feel?
I feel fine.
You don't feel sick?
No, my gums itch.
How about sleepy? You feel sleepy?
Not the least.
Must be something wrong.
2 nights later, after sleeping it off in Battle Creek, Michigan, the wolf returned to the thatched hut.
Quick, quick! There's a starving tiger out there with a T-bone steak, and it's so tough he can't chew it.
That's awful.
Those were my words exactly.
What could I do to help?
Have you got any false teeth he can chew with?
Just those over on the table.
They'll do fine.
Hey, wait a minute. You said there was a tiger out there. There are no tigers around here.
Did I say tiger? I meant a 3-toed sloth.
No 3-toed sloth is around here either.
That's sleeve. Plural of sloth is sleeve. What do you have around here?
Just sheep, dogs, and wolves.
Well, one of them is out there with a tough T-bone.
Then give him my brand new steak knife.
Yeah. You know, you got tolerance. That's what you got.
And you know something? That wolf was so overcome with the dog's generosity, he actually believed his story was true.
Hold on! I'm coming!
1 week later, the wolf gave it another try.
Merry Christmas, sheepdog!
Santa Claus.
He knows me. What are you going to give me, sheepdog?
Give you? You usually do the giving.
Well, it's been a tough winter, kid.
Well, I'll be happy to give you something, Santa. Anything in particular you would like?
Yeah, false teeth.
But if I give you my false teeth, I would not be able to protect the sheep.
Yeah, well, that's the way Christmas is sometimes.
The crafty wolf was about to grab the teeth when a noise came from the fireplace, and...
Merry Christmas!
Santa Claus.
A ringer.
But if you are Santa, then who is...
Needless to say, the wolf beat a hasty retreat, but not so hasty that he didn't take the time to swipe the teeth. Bright and early the next day, the wolf boldly approached the flock.
Sheep, you and I having lunch together. Don't me, sheepdog. You ain't got no teeth, so you can't bite me. I'm taking this fat little lamb.
True, Mauler couldn't bite, but the fat little lamb could. And the wolf took off, never to be seen again.
Oh, I didn't know lambs had teeth like that, Pop.
Well, you see, son, this particular flock was owned by a dentist. He had fitted them all with false teeth. So that's why I say barking dogs seldom bite.
I got a better one. Nothing dentured, nothing gained.
Nothing, just... how about a glass of sheepdog cola, son,
While Bullwinkle's urge to West was pretty serious, all right, particularly when he shot out the TV tube trying to outdraw Two-Gun Twomley.
Fastest gun in the West.
Unfortunately, he was the slowest TV repairman and not too bright.
Oh!
He looked pretty bright to me.
And so our boys were reduced to, reading in the evening.
Dick and Jane see the dog.
Wild.
But then Bullwinkle came across a want ad that changed his whole life.
For sale, ranch-style ranch. 1,000 acres. $28 full price.
Low down payment.
And in less time than it takes to tell, our boys were on their way to Squaw's Ankle, Wyoming. Alas, if they had only glanced at the front page, they might have changed their minds, for at that moment a fearful monster was ravaging Squaw's Ankle. But little knowing the fate that awaited them, our heroes slumbered fitfully on a speeding cross-country train. Rocky in an upper and Bullwinkle in a lower.
Gee, I just can't sleep, Rock.
You that excited, Bullwinkle?
No, my torso keeps dragging on the ties. Ooh!
The train roared on through the night, and next day arrived at Squaw's Ankle, Wyoming.
Well, here's where we get off, Bullwinkle.
Right, Rock.
Bullwinkle, are you hurt?
Yeah, I think I got eternal injuries.
You mean internal injuries.
I mean eternal injuries. I'm always getting hurt.
Howdy, strangers. Give you a lift to town?
Yeah, but first give me a lift into the wagon.
And so a little while later, our heroes found themselves in the friendly western town of Squaw's Ankle.
You fellers fixing to stay on a piece?
On a piece of what?
Bullwinkle, he means are we here to stay?
None of us are here to stay, Rock.
I mean...
We all gotta go sometime.
Mighty glad to have you with us, Rocky. Aren't we, folks?
Well, thanks, Mr. Mayor.
You too, Bullwinkle.
Likewise.
Just where you figuring on staying while you're here?
Well, we bought a ranch just outside of town.
Why, that's wonderful. Ain't it, folks?
He said it.
What ranch did you buy?
It's called a Lazy J.
The Lazy J.
Oh! That's great, ain't it, folks? Folks?
Gee, Bullwinkle, everybody left.
Not everybody, Rocky. Look there.
Sure enough, a lone figure still remained, holding a pencil and paper.
I bet you want our autograph, don't you?
No, I'd just like your measurements.
Measurements.
Must be one of those tailor fellas.
My card, gentlemen.
Uh-oh. Dudley Digg, licensed undertaker.
6'2" overall.
No, not overhauls. Something a little sportier.
Waist 36.
I'd like a little padding in the shoulders, too.
Oh, you'll get padding from head to toe.
How about a belt in the back?
Bullwinkle, he's an undertaker.
I don't want to tell you how to run your business, mister, but aren't you a little early with that tape measure?
Just a few hours.
A few hours.
See you a little later.
Yeah.
Though, of course, you won't see me.
Gee, the sun must be down, Bullwinkle. All of a sudden, I feel a little chilly. How about you?
Just my feet, Rock.
We better go find our ranch before it gets dark.
I'm with you.
Stick close to me, Bullwinkle.
If I was any closer, I'd be on the other side of you.
And our boys began to move through the deserted town on their way to the Lazy J Ranch. Little did they know that stark terror awaits them there.
Funny, he said he'd meet us at the train.
Be with us next time for Buzzard Bait or the Carrion Call.
Hi there, poultry lovers. We got a real treat in store for you today. A special guest, Mr. Peter Piker.
That's Piper.
Yeah. Mr. Piker is the star of the well-known famous poem, Peter Piker picked a peck of pickled peppers.
That's pickled.
That's what I said, pickled. A peck of pickled pickers Peter Piker picked.
The name is Peter. Peter Piper.
And you can call me Bullwinkle. If Peter Piker pecked a pickled pickers...
Brother.
Where's the pickled Peter Piker picked? How's that?
You got a bad case of pookles there, fella.
And that's our first question. Where are they?
Where what?
The peppers. The pickled peppers.
Oh, I'm out of the pickle business now.
You are?
I couldn't say it either.
Hey, that's great. What are you doing now?
I help my sister Susie.
And what does she do?
She sells seashells at the seashore.
That's better.
Sunset, that time of day when the tired Mountie sits down to dinner and gets his just desserts. And just what does the tired Mountie do after dinner? Well, if he's anything like Dudley Do-Right, champion of the oppressed and all-around goody two-shoes, he goes for a swim in the river.
Last one in is a rotten egg.
Which is just what he had eaten for dinner. The rest of his fellow Mounties remained in the dining hall, however. For you see, this was the middle of winter, and the river was anything but swimmable. By the time they got him out, Dudley's warm outlook on life had cooled considerably.
That ice is certainly thick.
So is your head, Dudley.
The vision of loveliness administering first aid to our hero is the haunting and ever-popular Nell Fenwick. She and Dudley have been engaged for 22 years.
You need someone to take care of you.
I have my horse.
You need a woman.
What is a woman?
I am a woman, Dudley, and I have decided to let you marry me.
10 minutes later, they stood before the preacher.
And if there is anyone present who objects to this union, let him speak now.
The gentleman about to object is Dudley's lifelong enemy, the malevolent Snidely Whiplash.
I don't know what it means, but I object.
Whiplash, you cur. So you would ruin my wedding, eh?
As a starter, yes.
Dudley picked up the thing nearest to him, which happened to be Nell, and threw it.
Aha! I have her, and you shall never get her back, or any other part of her.
Quick, Do-Right, give chase.
What? And miss all this swell food?
Far above Cayuga's waters sat Snidely Whiplash's sawmill, scene of many a tragedy.
Why are you doing this, you devil?
Because, Miss Fenwick, beneath this black exterior, there lies a mustard plaster. And over the mustard plaster there hangs an asafoetida bag. On it, imprinted in pica, are the words, Whippy loves Nellie. What I'm trying to say is, I love you. Well, let's say I like you a lot.
But I despise you.
You won't be mine?
Never.
Well, if I can't have you, neither can Do-Right.
He tied Nell to a log, pulled a lever, and started her on her way to the teeth of a giant saw. Fortunately, the conveyor belt was in need of oiling, and the trip was a slow one.
I must get word to Dudley.
Nell was in luck, for as Whiplash stepped out of the back door, a mailman stepped through the front.
One of them new weight-reducing machines, ma'am?
Quick, sir. Are you en route to the Mountie post?
No, but I'm a-going there.
Taking a pencil, she scrawled the word help on a sheet of paper, stuffed it into an envelope, addressed the envelope to Dudley Do-Right, then fainted from the exertion. 2 days later at the post, Nell's father, Inspector Fenwick, chatted with our hero.
I haven't seen Nell lately.
Come to think of it, I haven't either.
Perhaps she's visiting your sister.
Does she have a sister?
No, but Nell's a strange girl.
At that moment,
I ran all the way from Whiplash's sawmill. I have an urgent letter for Constable Do-Right.
It's from Nell. I'd know her penmanship anywhere.
Yes, it's from Nell, all right.
Well, aren't you going to open it?
That would be against the law, sir. You see, there isn't a stamp on the envelope.
and there you have the reason why Dudley rode to the sawmill, dashed inside when Nell was still on her way to the saw, talked her into sticking a stamp on the envelope, dashed outside the sawmill, rode all the way back to the post, and said to the inspector,
"It's from Nell, sir. She needs help."
Well, stand there, Do-Right. Don't just do something.
It took them an hour and a half to straighten out that last line, but eventually Dudley was on his way to the rescue. Would he make it in time?
Oh, save me, save me! Somebody save me!
Don't go all to pieces now. Wait about 5 seconds.
It looked like Nell Fenwick's wick was about to be extinguished when...
The jig is up, Whiplash.
Dudley, the saw! Pull the lever!
He pulled the lever all right, but the one that said free-wheeling. The saw rotated madly, broke free of its moorings, and ate its way around the mill.
Created a Frankenstein.
Within 5 minutes, the sawmill had been reduced to sawdust. As for Whiplash, he was last seen heading in the general direction of downtown Toronto, closely followed by the saw.
Oh, Dudley, my hero!
Nell, my heroine.
At approximately 11:10 the following morning, every available Mountie gathered on the post parade grounds. Constable Do-Right was to receive the Canadian Pretty Good Conduct Medal.
Before I pin this on you, Do-Right, when are you and my daughter going to be married?
Oh, I'd say in about 10 years, sir. Unless she gets out before that for good behavior. You see, I had to arrest her for mail fraud. The stamp she stuck on the envelope? Blue chip, sir. Against all regulations.
Last time, you remember, our heroes started out west to see the ranch they had just bought for $28. When they arrived in Squaw's Ankle, Wyoming, everyone seemed very friendly until...
Where'd you say you fellas were going to live?
On our ranch.
Well, ain't that just James Dandy? What's the name of it?
The Lazy J.
Sure got lonesome all of a sudden, didn't it?
Nobody left but us and one stray dog.
Just because we said Lazy J.
How come he didn't leave the first time?
Must be hard to hear him.
Yeah.
Maybe we ought to leave too, whilst we are able.
Oh, Bullwinkle, you're not going to let them scare you away, are you?
I was toying with the idea, yes.
Well, come on.
And so undaunted...
Well, only slightly daunted.
Our friends set out for the Lazy J Ranch.
Where does the ad say the ranch is?
Just outside of town.
Bound to be around here somewhere.
How right you are, as usual. Looky there.
Lazy J Ranch. Entrance.
Wild West! Here we are!
Look out, Bullwinkle! Are you all right?
I think so, but my nerves must be going bad.
How come?
I feel like I'm on pins and needles.
Well, you are. That's a cactus. You see, you fell on a cactus.
Okay. I get the point.
And in a few minutes, our boys were picking their way down a steep, steep hill. Suddenly, without warning...
Duck, Bullwinkle!
If I was any lower, I'd be looking up to see down.
Somebody's shooting at us from that little house on the mesa.
Uh-oh. We better go back to our place and get some help.
We can't. This is our place.
You're right. Let's not go there. Boy, that was close.
Close? Bullwinkle, that cactus is clear on the other side of the valley.
That's close enough.
I'm going to see who it is that's such a terrible shot.
Okay, but don't help him any,
And the plucky squirrel zoomed right toward the house and into a window. He pulled to a halt as a voice said...
Hold it, fella. I know you're there.
Well, how do you know I'm here?
I hear you breathing. Now, mosey on out of here, you hear?
Yeah, but I'm the new owner of the Lazy J.
In that case, mosey on in.
And our Rocky entered the bedroom of the small shack. In the bed was a huddled figure.
Gee, who are you?
I'm the old owner of the Lazy J.
Yeah, what's your name?
What else? I'm Lazy J himself.
Was that you shooting at us?
That's right. Thought y'all was rustlers.
But we're over this way. You're shooting in the opposite direction.
Uh-huh. But if I was facing that way, I'd sure give you what for.
Well, why don't you?
Frankly, I'm too lazy.
But in a little while, our heroes had propped Lazy J up to a standing position, and he began to show them the points of interest of the ranch.
Over there is Dead Man's Swamp. That-a-way you'll run into Grizzly Gulch, and over yonder is the Burning Badland.
Isn't there any good land on the ranch, Lazy J?
Oh, sure. The South 40's got some of the best land in these here parts.
And it did, too. There was only one problem. The South 40 ran straight up and down.
Our cows must be mountain climbers.
Cows? What cows?
No cows.
Nary a hoof hiding her hair.
Well, what do you raise on this ranch, anyway?
I'd better whisper it to you.
And as Lazy J whispered just one word into Bullwinkle's ear, the mighty moose's hair turned completely white all over. Be sure to see our next colorful episode.
Except for me.
Rocky Rides Again or Small in the Saddle.